Fun size. Fun size. Fun size.
I brought Gatorade and vitamin water. Not candies.
Nope.
And now I've brought Doritos versus Fritos.
Not candies.
I'm going to be bringing in a Jetta versus a Nissan next episode.
Oh, God.
I don't think I'm following the rules.
Welcome to Fun Size, the candy competition podcast where we pit two similar candies head-to-head against each other and determine which one you should grab in the candy aisle.
I'm Billy Scafuri.
I'm Adam Lustick.
And today's quote-unquote candies are Doritos versus Fritos.
Salty, crunchy candies.
That end in Itos.
Yeah, Ito. The Ito brand. Judge Lance Ito.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Ito in, does that mean small?
Diminutive. I think it's like the sort of Spanish or at least Romance language suffix for diminutive.
You and I were both caterers in New York City,
Yes.
and at times we would have to be bartenders at the Museum of Natural History, and our boss's name was Fernando. He was 5 feet tall, and we called him Fernandito.
Absolutely correct.
So that applies as well.
Fernandito.
So Fernandito is the equivalent of, because he was a little Fernando.
Yes, exactly.
So then Frito and Dorito, are we to assume that these are smaller versions of like the Doro?
The Doro, El Doro.
Or the Freet?
Or the Freet. The one big Freet, little Frito.
That's fun.
One Doro, little Dorito.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
No, we don't know anything about that.
Okay.
I'm psyched for this one, Bill. This is really, again, these are two fairly iconic brands.
No question.
Iconic products.
Yep.
Nacho cheese Doritos and original Fritos.
Yes.
I can't wait to dig in.
Same.
Personally.
You know who got the candy, quote unquote candy,
Yes.
when it isn't a candy. My last two responsibilities, my last two episodes of having to bring candy to the studio, I brought Gatorade and vitamin water. Not candies.
Nope.
And now I've brought Doritos versus Fritos.
Not candies.
I'm going to be bringing in a Jetta versus a Nissan next episode.
Oh, God.
I don't think I'm following the rules.
Billy has a broad definition of candy. That's
So be
okay.
it. So be it.
That's what this podcast is about.
We are here to compete, and we are here to eat these candies.
Definitely.
Let's get started.
Let's do it.
First category, Adam, packaging.
Packaging.
Right out the gate.
Yeah.
We're all familiar with the Doritos bag. We're all familiar with the Fritos bag to a certain extent.
Yep.
Are there any details that stand out to you?
I'm just kind of impressed by. I feel like Doritos, in my vague memory, has gone through mild rebranding over the years.
Okay.
I feel like the Doritos font that we're looking at now is like a little sharper, fresher, millennial-y 2.0-y.
Okay.
I feel like the Dorito triangle is a little bit more neon, has like a zhuzh to it.
Okay.
The Frito, what I'm really impressed with is how Fritos branding. This is what Fritos have always looked like and will always look like.
I mean, there's something to be said for consistency.
Like almost militant consistency. No tweaks, I feel like, to the Frito bag.
I agree.
No tweaks.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't
Seriously,
fix it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's something I respect about that. And I like the sort of confidence to sit in your packaging and be like, this is what Fritos look like forever.
Take it or leave it.
Exactly. So
Rare.
I respect
Very
that.
rare. I was
Yeah.
going to even compliment the Oreo brand and say that they've pulled that off too. But then I think of the cake Oreos that they have and the watermelon
Mint
Oreos.
green.
Yeah. So they lost it.
I think so.
Fritos, you're getting a tan top, a red bottom, and a couple of curly Fritos on the bottom.
That's it.
Literally, that's all.
Fritos.
The original.
Yeah, they're really confident in their product and in their packaging.
Right.
I mean, look, the Doritos is, to me, it's sexier. The packaging is like sexier. The red, it's like a deeper crimson.
That's true.
Again, there's a the chip is sort of outlined in neon.
If you were to pick the correct age that each package is marketing itself towards.
Yes, good
What
question.
age would you put on the Doritos bag, and what age would you put on the Fritos bag?
Great question. Doritos, 14-year-old. Fritos, that 14-year-old's father.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? It's like
25 plus.
Yes.
Parent age.
Yes.
Fritos are for parents.
Yes. To me, the Frito is marketing itself as the responsible corn chip.
Got it.
We're consistent. You can rely on us. We don't change our packaging. We're not chasing the newfangled neon fad.
Yep.
You know what to expect with us.
Right.
Your kid is going to want the new bright shiny Dorito.
Sure.
But Dad, you know what you like. You know what we are.
And that's a Frito.
I think that's my instinct.
That's fine.
What's your target age for these two? What would you say?
My target age is similar. I would say
Yeah.
that Doritos are probably like 9 plus.
Yes.
9 plus.
Yes.
And I would say that Fritos are 25 plus.
25 plus, yeah. Now, in fairness to that,
I just think you need to,
Please.
I just think that you need to get to an age, in my mid-20s, I got to an age where things being cool, quote unquote cool, didn't really matter
Yes.
to me anymore.
Thank God we reached that.
Yeah. That's a critical age.
Thank God.
It's like when you you favor practicality over like what's cool and popular.
I just know what I like.
And I know at this age, I don't need necessarily from my chip to be blown away by the packaging.
Agreed.
So I kind of I relate and enjoy the Frito brand.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
we put our feelings on the
I
table.
think we put all our cards on the table here.
Right. It's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough. Do you have your vote?
I think I have my vote.
You say your vote, and I'll say if I second it or compete with it.
Okay, great. My vote for packaging is Fritos.
Same dog.
Wow, baby. All
Ding
right.
dong merrily on high.
Great.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, really.
Didn't see that coming.
Sort of surprising.
I don't have a real relationship to Fritos. I've eaten them thousands of times
Same.
over, but I feel like I know my feelings on Doritos, and I don't feel like I've necessarily identified my feelings on Fritos. So hopefully by the end of this, I will have a clearer understanding of how I feel about Fritos.
It's funny because I feel like I like Fritos more. Just like they're insanely salty. We'll get to this.
Yep.
For taste,
Of course.
But I just do feel like I eat more Doritos in life.
Of course. And I wonder if that's actually true or if
Yeah.
that's just how I'm receiving
Yeah.
this information. Eatos. There's also
Eato.
Cheetos. People are loving the Eato. Do
Little.
you have to have a salty little Eato? Like,
Someone should make the Lancitos.
Right.
The Judge Lancitos.
that's fun. Little bite-sized judges. That's fun.
Yeah, little gavels.
All right.
Little gavels. Okay.
Packaging went to Fritos.
Frito wins.
Next up, Adam.
Is presentation. Now, the presentation is just the nude, raw candy body outside of the packaging.
Right.
So let's get in there.
Yep. We're getting triangles.
And just tactily speaking, the Fritos also, and Doritos too, but the Fritos has a nice weight to it. It's robust. There's something hefty about the product itself.
Okay.
Which I like.
Okay, my bag feels like a lot of air.
A lot of
The
air.
Doritos feels like 40% air, 60% chip.
Yeah.
We're now open.
Fritos is dense. I just wanted to see the chip ratio. There's a lot of product in this It's just like,
You're right, Adam.
that's
that
not to be ignored.
That exceeds my expectation.
That's what I'm saying.
The Fritos are giving you, I would say that the Doritos bag is 40% air, 60% chip.
I would
Adam?
say this is reverse.
Yeah.
I would say this is 60-40 the opposite.
Yep.
So just to consider.
Yep.
Just consider it.
You might be getting like 75 chip, 25 air there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pretty good ratio.
All right, Adam. Eat a Frito.
Okay.
Eat a Frito Kahlo.
Okay, great. Eat one or just, or yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, explain. I'm sorry. This is the presentation, of course.
Just the presentation.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Everyone knows what the Frito is like. It's like a curly, just sort of smiley face,
kind of like a sled.
like a sled.
I can see two small children sitting on a Frito.
Yes, exactly.
Tie some tiny strings up to it and go down a hill.
That's exactly right. This is what a Lilliputian would use as a sled.
Okay.
For example.
Okay.
And lunch for a month.
Do you think it's intentionally supposed to look like a smile, the Frito?
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe not. Maybe like on a subconscious level.
Okay.
Maybe like not overtly.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just supposed to like plant in the idea in your lizard brain that you're enjoying this.
What is the contemporary of that shaped chip? Is it a pork rind?
Oh yeah, pork rind messes with this. I feel like pork rinds were even almost curly Q-ier.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's very unspecific shape, and maybe it's unique.
It is unspecific, and each Frito is mildly different from each other.
Right.
So it isn't a uniform thing.
I wonder if there is intent. I wonder if Frito has like a picture on the wall.
Yeah.
For all the employees to see that the ideal Frito comes out of the package looking like this. Or if they like a little chaos. And they're like, there isn't rules here. Just like make your Fritos and the fans will love them.
Sorry. Make your Fritos.
Fans will love them.
It's about the taste.
So it's a nice open mind.
I mean, look, there's nothing too special. It is a dull beige. I mean, it's a dull yellow beige.
Yeah.
There's really nothing outstanding or like really remarkable whatsoever about.
Looks like the bottom of a Tostitos bag when now you're just down to the crumbs.
That's exactly right.
And it's like, this isn't going to be like a good scoop in the salsa,
That's right.
but I have to do that. It's like what you kind of shake out of the bag into your mouth.
Bill, you bring up a really good point because it's not thick or robust enough to be a scoop, to be a Tostito scoop. You're not getting any guacamole or salsa.
Fritos doesn't want you to scoop with that.
Exactly, but the shape implies scoop, but the girth discourages the scoop.
Yeah,
so it's a little mixed
It's kind of
messaging.
like a kid-sized Band-Aid.
Exactly, Billy.
You know, when the cuts are smaller because the kids are smaller, it kind of looks like the Band-Aid you'd put on it. We're moving on to Doritos.
Well said.
Putting on Doritos.
Great.
Let's see. I am colorblind, and I could tell this is neon orange.
Yeah, neon. Perfect triangle.
And I'm not mad at it.
No, it's really nice.
I'm not looking for health with these chips. I know what I've signed up for. This is like if I go to a Super Bowl party, like I want chips that are bright orange.
Bowls of those, please.
Neon orange.
Definitely.
Little flakes of what they probably want us to believe is pepper.
Flavor crystals.
But you know what I'll say? There's so much room for error. You know, I imagine that these machines that are making these chips are enormous.
Yes.
If I were to measure this triangle, two sides would be exactly even.
It looks like it has mathematical integrity. They care. It's a perfect triangle.
They have that picture that we were talking about with Fritos on the wall, where they say this is what a Dorito should look
They
like.
accept no modifications.
And this is, I mean, I took one chip out of the bag. It could have been any chip. This is a perfect triangle.
It's flawless.
Yeah.
It's flawless.
Yeah.
The Fritos are idiosyncratic in a fine way that's not that thrilling or exciting, but there's something about the uniformity of those Doritos that gets me going.
There's something about the Frito that is unprecedented, which I get is like there might be some appeal to that.
Yes.
But I think with my chips, I'm okay with just standard shape.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I don't need to get cute. Give me a triangle. I'm good with that. It fits in my mouth nice.
I'm fully with you.
Okay.
I think we've organically stumbled upon a consensus here.
The winner of the presentation challenge is
Doritos.
Okay.
Definitely true.
Easy.
Definitely.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Moving on to...
Okay. Taste.
Yep. Adam, you want to eat first?
In goes the Frito.
Okay.
Yeah. I love this.
What?
Okay.
Yes, but I think this is really going to help me. What would you describe it as? Is it a corn chip?
Definitely.
Is there extra salt, like a nacho? Is there any sort of nacho?
No nacho. It is a corn chip with salt plus.
Oh, salt plus?
To me, it's like a saltier than your average corn chip.
So would you say that shows restraint? That chip shows restraint? Or would you say that the double down on salt actually says we're not trying to show restraint?
No, I think it is restraint. And again, I think it's for dads. I think it's for 25 plus. Okay. I don't think they're not trying to like drown you in sodium or anything like that. I think it's supposed to be subtle and adult and like mature.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I think
agree.
it's like the chip that you could serve at a cocktail party.
That's true.
I think it wants to like be that.
That's
it's
true.
Subtle.
That's true.
It's not as like fratty as a nacho chip, but it's not like as crazy as a Dorito, and it's not like a date wrapped in bacon, but it's a Frito.
Nailed it.
You're
right.
So it's subtle, but it's pure corn chip.
Got it.
Pure corn chip.
You've had a corn chip. It's kind of like a Tostito. Would you say it's closer to a Tostito than a Dorito?
Definitely.
Okay.
Absolutely, yes. With, again, the salt is a little juiced.
Fascinating, because Tostitos require a little bit of salsa or some sort of cheese dipping sauce. The Frito does not.
Dipping sauce is baked in. It's the salt.
Fascinating.
The salt is the sauce.
Time to Dorito.
Okay. I mean, you look cool eating it is the thing. It's just like that sort of commercial thing of putting the entire triangle. It's aesthetically pleasing to watch someone eat a Dorito.
That's
just
the
from an
presentation.
observer point of view.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Full disclosure.
Yes.
The nacho cheesier Dorito is my favorite chip on earth.
Yes. So you're coming in here with a bit of a bias.
Right. If you need me to explain why it's the best chip on earth, the taste is perfect.
It's perfect.
This is what I want out of a chip. I know they introduced Cool Ranch along the way, and people were like, oh, this is a fun remix. No need.
I agree. Cool Ranch to me is like weirdly overrated.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah, like it got so much hype, I don't get it.
I used to think that people like talking about Cool Ranch because it was making up for a personality flaw that they had. Where they're like, hey, I haven't figured out what makes me unique,
but I love
so
Cool
I'm just going to tell people I love Cool Ranch. And I never believed them. I never believed them. I was like, there's no way you like them better than nacho
cheese,
cheesier.
aka the default Dorito chip.
Right.
The yummiest. Can I have one?
Of course you can.
Yeah.
Coming your way. Adam,
perfect triangle.
Second chip
absolutely
out the bag.
Flawless.
Flawless
presentation.
They hold themselves to a structural standard that I respect.
This is so good.
It's the perfect chip.
Yeah, this is so good.
I mean, every time I buy these candies or snacks, I always know who's going to win the taste competition. Sometimes you can't fake that.
No, this one is.
During the Valentine's Day competition, we had the fish heart versus Reese's Buttercups.
Yeah, forget about it.
Why waste 5 minutes talking about the taste? Hey, we know who wins Reese's Buttercups.
David v. Goliath. I think this is a route, in my opinion.
This is a route.
Yeah.
And that route is
Doritos. Definitely.
100%.
1,000,000%.
Congratulations on making the world's greatest tasting chip.
Whatever scientific experimentation is being done in the Ito's lab is working.
That's right.
It works.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have a fourth category, Adam.
Risk.
The risk. This is big.
Yeah, this one is clear to me.
Me too.
There's going to be flakes. There's going to be finger flakes with Doritos. There is going to be 0 finger flakes with the Fritos.
The residue.
The
residue not.
The residues and the residue
nots. Exactly.
Yes. Doritos says residue. Fritos says residont.
One chip. I've held and eaten one chip, and if I rub my thumb into the finger that was holding the chip, flake comes off.
You can feel it.
I can't even see the flake, but flake is embedded in the finger, and that's just going to touch on all of your daily activities.
Correct.
Your keyboard's going to have a little flake, whether you know it or not.
Correct.
You rub your eye just a little bit, you now have flake in your eye, whether you know it or not.
Okay, so these are real practical quotidian day-to-day risks because the Dorito is a lunch chip. You're having it at 11:30 to 2 p.m. Probably.
Correct.
So you have a lot of day afterwards.
Yes.
And that day that comes after your lunch Doritos is going to be filled with flake.
Residue.
Just consider that.
Straight
That is
residue.
True.
Okay.
Yes, you can wash your hands, and you should.
Yes.
But it lingers. You know Dorito flakes, they linger.
Does the Frito require you to wash your hands after?
I do not think so.
If you were to have a dozen Frito, do you think you need to wash your hands after?
I really don't think so. Dorito has a structural integrity and a cleanliness to its texture.
Yep.
That there's just no residue. It's all residont.
Secondary risk?
Yeah.
The size of the chip.
Yeah.
If you happen to eat it incorrectly, maybe you miss it on a bite. Have you ever had a chip get stuck? Like a whole chip gets stuck in your throat?
Yes.
And it just sits there?
Now, there's a real risk.
That's really scary. There's no way that happens with the Frito.
Correct.
The Frito is essentially the size of like 2 of your teeth, so it can't get jammed.
That's right.
If you're getting too hyped on Doritos...
It can get lodged.
Yes.
If you don't sort of chew and crunch it properly, it can add some...
If you miss a bite, it might bite you in the ass.
Jesus. Doritos seems scary to me all of a sudden.
Suddenly, Suddenly it's a health risk.
Scary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Regarding risk, Adam, we haven't come up with 1 for Fritos, but we have come up with 2 for Doritos.
Yeah, Fritos to me again would be exclusively
bet.
reputational. Yeah, it would be reputational. It would be being targeted as a lameoid.
Yeah, but I don't really necessarily. If I see Fritos in a bowl, I'm not saying, "Hey, who's the lameoid who invited me over to this party?" I'm like, "Oh, Fritos in the bowl." I'm fine with that.
Thank you for having me, Dan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we didn't even have to go past the fingertips.
Yeah.
If your fingers are turning orange, it's as simple as that.
To me, I have a big thing with the tongue color. It's a similar thing. It's just like a big red flag for me, flaky fingers. I can still feel them. I have a little Dorito for maybe 6 seconds. I can feel the flakes.
So I think we've kind of come up with it.
I think so too.
The winner of the risk challenge, the candy that poses the least amount of risk is
Fritos.
Which now brings us back to the beginning. We've done about 8 or 9 episodes of Fun Size now. The first 2, we stumbled into the handful challenge.
That's correct.
For about 6 or 7 episodes now, we haven't needed to stuff a bunch of food in our mouths to determine who wins.
Handful challenge is the tiebreaker when the categories end up 2-2.
Correct.
That's right.
So in the taste category, I ate the Dorito, you ate the Frito.
That's right.
I think it's only appropriate that we switch bags.
Flip-flop.
We stuff all of these foods in our mouths.
All of these foods.
We bite them down.
Great.
And we say who had the least pleasurable experience, the other wins.
Great. As the person about to engulf a handful of Doritos, I'm staring the risk we were talking about
Thank you.
right in the face.
Thank you.
I'm staring this risk in the face. Have your CPR brain on.
Chew carefully.
Okay.
Send those Fritos my way.
Yep.
I'm gonna,
the Doritos
so
here.
it's a handful.
A handful.
So I'm doing a handful right now.
This is me.
Is that a handful? Okay, great. Okay.
is me.
And how many Doritos constitutes a handful?
Okay, so I'm looking at about, I would say a total of...
Into the mic.
Sorry, I have some chip fragments here. It's probably a grand total of about 4 chip.
Okay, great.
I would say 4 chip, broken up into
20. I have 26 Fritos in my hand.
Jesus!
I mean, they're small.
26, Bill.
I think it might be 24, but let's call it 26 for drama.
This is wild.
It's coming in.
Okay.
And... Uh-oh. That was too much. 26. Oh, God. Turns out there's a little risk. There's a little risk with Fritos. I've never had to catch my breath eating a corn chip. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
The handful challenge is particularly gross on the ears with salty chips. The candies were bad. But now we're coming down.
Look, the flavor is overwhelming.
Okay. 2. You're talking the Dorito. 2 overwhelming?
No.
Okay.
Like I'm swimming in a sea of nacho cheese and I'm loving it here. I never want to get out.
Okay.
So, look, just in terms of like a signal boost and an amplification,
Right.
more is simply better in this case.
Is it?
Taste-wise, it's not compromising the flavor at all. It's only enhancing.
That's really comforting to hear.
in my experience.
I love that. I will say that the Fritos, I wanted to put all 26 in. I probably got about 14 or 15 in.
A lot.
Tasted like one big Frito.
Yeah.
It wasn't enhanced.
Yeah.
It was exactly what you wanted it to be.
Now it's a big ball of Frito.
It's just a giant Frito. So hearing that the Doritos were actually enhanced by more is better.
It feels like it has an exponential effect.
Say no more.
Yeah.
Say no more.
That's my experience. That's my Dorito experience right
So
now.
before we say who won the handful challenge, when I put these 2 bags of chips on the table before the podcast, did you have in your back pocket who you thought was going to win?
Yes, actually.
Did that potato chip win?
I don't think so.
Wow.
I think I had my day rocked.
Wow. All right, Adam.
This is why we come to the studio and do this.
This is why we answer these questions?
This is why we answer the questions.
So do you think that the winner of the handful challenge was Doritos?
I do think so.
And you came into this challenge thinking Fritos is the clear runaway?
That is what I was thinking.
We are.
That is
This podcast is great. I'm really learning our subtle differences.
Yeah.
We've really homogenized into one fast-talking person.
Two-headed Hydra.
It's nice to hear that we differ on this.
Yeah.
You thought Fritos were going to win.
I did.
I was very sure Doritos would win.
Because they're your favorite chip of all time. They're objectively one of the greatest chips of all time.
Just full stop, they're my favorite chip of all time.
Period.
So it's hard to be convinced otherwise.
Exactly.
Kept an open mind.
Yes.
But I think we both agree that the winner of Fritos versus Doritos is
Doritos. Congratulations, Doritos.
Congratulations, Doritos. And congratulations to all the chips that end in Eatos.
Absolutely.
You're amongst a great family of Eato chips.
Vitos.
The Fritos.
Yes.
The Cheetos. The Doritos.
The Judge Lancitos.
Love it. Judge Lancito, thank you for listening to Fun Size.
Yes, this was great.
Yeah.
I'm taking these Doritos home.
Okay, I think that was episode 9, Adam.
That was really good, Bill.
We'll see you on the next double-digit episode.
Absolutely.
All right, for it, I am Billy Scafuri.
I'm Adam Lustick.
And we will talk to you next week.
Thanks a lot.
Fun size. Fun size. Fun size.